Byline's roving cameraman is in the nation's capital. Spotted on his way to work is Scoville Richardson, chairman of the Federal Parole Board and first Negro ever appointed to the board. Mr. Richardson and Howard Jenkins and Miss Roberta Church, who hold important Labor Department positions, were all appointed under the Eisenhower administration. One of the largest groups to be recruited under the new 6-month reserve program by an organized reserve training unit, 36 Marine reservists are of the 1st Engineer Battalion from Baltimore, report for 6 months training at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. Wishing them well, along with their families, is General James Devereaux of Wake Island fame, Republican congressional representative from Maryland. Brigadier General Tom Enos, Director of Reserve Activities for the Marine Corps, and Walter Veneman, Secretary to the Mayor of Baltimore. When their recruit training is finished, these Marines will finish the balance of their obligated service with the 1st Engineer Battalion in Baltimore. Across the Golden Gate Bridge and the Frisco Bay, and a cow named Bessie, Byline is on the scene at the place named after her, the Cow Palace, where the Republican National Convention is in high gear. Former New York Governor Thomas Dewey receives a rousing ovation when he takes the rostrum. The Republicans, solid to the man behind Ike, are in good spirits. In the wind-blown streets outside of the palace, Byline is on-the-spot cameraman interviews top Negroes who play a key part in the convention. Patricia Ann Spaulding.
I'm one of 16 girls to be an usherette to the VIPs, which is very important persons at the Republican National Convention, and I'm really having a most wonderful time. Everything has been quite delightful, and I think that I am a good example of the Eisenhower administration, and I think through a continuation of the Eisenhower and Nixon administration, that we will have a continuation of peace, prosperity, and progress.
Mrs. Mildred Sparks, Pay, Alaska.
I came from Alaska, from Haines, Alaska, and I am happy for President Eisenhower, and I hope he gets elected again because he kept my voice out of war, and I know he will continue for peace.
To the backdrop of rippling water and a resort hotel, the Washington chapter of the Continentals are hosts in Colton, Maryland, at the last outing of the season. The refreshing water of the hotel pool is a haven for the guests and members from other chapters, all on the eastern seacoast, who are on hand for the festivities. One of the highlights of the weekend was party given at the smart country home of the Charles Jacksons. Mrs. Jackson is a Washington Continental. Well, these lovely Corins know who they're for. They're for Ike, Pat, Mary, and Alice. These lovely fashion models, Dorothea Tolles, Mary Cunningham, and Frances Wallace, look quite smart promenading down New York's Fifth Avenue, displaying "Let's Back Ike" buttons. Look out, girls. This fellow is an old Ike admirer. Competition in all events is sharper this Olympic year than it has been in a long time. Top-notch Air Force athletes, together with others from all over the U.S., pit their strength and endurance against stopwatch and measuring tape in the U.S. track and Olympic field trials at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The U.S. Air Force will be well represented on the 1956 Olympic team. George Mattis, although bettering the old pole vault meet, marked by 2 inches, falls 3 inches short of the Reverend Bob Richards, who tops 15 feet 1 inch. Mattis places second with 14 feet 10.5 inches. In the track trials, another airman, Thane Baker, qualifies in 2 events, the 100-meter and 200-meter dashes. Cum Lee of the Air Force qualifies in the 400-meter dash, Lon Spurrier in the 800 meters, and Jerry Smart as alternate in the 10,000-meter run. It's pro football time at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. The invading favorite Chicago Bears kick into the end zone, and the Baltimore Colts take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. Ex-Penn State Negro star Lenny Moore reels off 9 yards, Colts' first draft choice. Bears take over in fancy running by Negro star Bobby Watkins, who gained state, moves ball into touchdown territory, as Bears draw first blood and get off to an early 7-0 lead. Memorial Stadium is packed to the rafters, and 45,000 cheering fans see the Colts upset the Dosters with a 28-21 win. It's a cloudy, cool day here at Morgan State College Stadium as the Morgan Bears clash with North Carolina State in the opening CIAA game. Both teams are out to take all the marbles, and the competition is keen. In the stands, enthusiastic rooters shout for the boys to bring home the bacon. The Bears in white rallied to gain a 6-6 tie with the North Carolinians. Here at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, it's World Series time, and the champion pitcher, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, is on hand to throw out the first ball. On the receiving end is Dodger catcher Roy Campanella.